What's up, guys? TikTok here with another look at some of the figures we got this week. Today we're looking at the Masters of the Universe New Eternia Masterverse Mantenna figure. Now this guy released barely like the last week, so I'm very excited that I was able to get him not only early, but just, I mean, like I said, I have barely, I'm barely finishing my review on Hordak and Cobracon. So it's kind of crazy that I hadn't even finished that, and here is this. So I don't know, but anyway, this is looking very spectacular. This wave I think is probably my favorite wave that they've done, because the other waves are good, but there's only one or two I liked. Like the last wave was Hordak, Cobracon, and Tila, and I wasn't a big fan of the Tila. I didn't get the Tila. I might get her if she's on sale, but I didn't grab her because I didn't really like that one too much. So you know, and that's been some of them, you know, I don't get all of them, but this one I had to get. I mean, I love Mantenna. Look at that crazy portrait, that beautiful artwork right here. That is nice. I seriously want a big, huge frame poster of all the characters in it with that artwork. I mean, look at that. And you can see the character inside looking insane, just crazy. And he has some type of, I don't know what that is, but we'll find out in a minute. So in the artwork, you got, I guess, the spaceships from the Horde. I don't remember them having spaceships, but okay, there's a tent there. No other characters in the back, which is interesting. But look at this portrait. That is insane. And oh yeah, I guess that's a weapon with the eyeball? What? Oh man. Look at that. That is freaking awesome. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. Look at that little portrait here. So Mantenna, the evil Horde Spike scouts evil Eternia for lost pieces of Castle Grayskull. Evil spy with pop out eyes. I mean, look at that. So basically his weapon is like is that a gun? I don't even know. Laser? I don't even know. But that's the thing I love about Masterverse. They just do the craziest, funniest, fun things. And I'm thinking, I'm assuming that his mouth articulates. But look at that crazy portrait right there. And then you have those bug eyes out there, which, you know, of course, the action feature of this figure, the original, is you would push them back up and his eyes will pop out. So that's really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging and get a closer look at the Master Universe New Eternia Mantenna. Okay, let's take a look at Mantenna out of the box. Looking very cool. I mean, this is reminiscent of the other Mantennas that we received coming back from the Classics version. And then also, you know, the modern 2 versions that came out with the 4 legs. Of course, in the original version, the 4 legs were there, but they were like too embedded like that. They were side to side. So there's now 4 different legs. So they decided to go that route, which is pretty cool. He looks cool. The colors are nice and dark, and they match exactly what, you know, the character represents and from the modern toy. So that's really cool. So let's get a closer look at that face sculpt. As you can see, that glossy, crazy eyes underneath. I mean, look at that. That looks insane. And then you got that mouthpiece with the mouth open. And like I said, like the vintage one, the mouth was open like that. So, you know, pretty scary. Got those little tusks on the bottom. Crazy looking head with those reds, those dark reds. Kind of alien-like. I mean, that's basically kind of what he is, right? And then, of course, you got that body mold of the, you know, original figure. Got the glossy orange here, the red, the dark blues, and you got the black, and there's a Horde emblem right here. And on the belt too, you know. And then going down to those legs, he has 4. So like I said, we've seen this before on the originals. I mean, on the, what do you call it, the origins. And then also you did get the you know, of course, the Classics kind of started it off with the 4 legs. So that's really, really cool, you know. It's got those dark blues and those reds, really nice. And then the other red are hiding the emblem right here, that kind of lighter red. And then you got those dark reds on the feet. So yeah, and it was really, really cool. You know, looks really good. So let's look at what he comes with. He does come with a few things. So one thing about Mantenna and the toy was there was a little leverage on the back where you popped up with the head. The head would come out, the eyes would come out. It's a really cool action feature. So they didn't do it this time. They did it with the way the classics did it and have basically kind of like a tentacle thing going where you put the eyes through the head, which is really, really cool. And I played with it earlier and it was kind of hard to get those eyes out. So when I put them back in, I sort of kind of put them a little bit lighter so I wouldn't have to you know, when I do it now, because I think that's how I'm gonna display him with his eyes popping out. So it is a little hard to get out, so you just kind of gotta get in there, you know, to pull him out. But anyway, you know, I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. He also comes with another set of eyes, which is basically, you know, kind of beady and stuff. But they also serve another purpose, which is kind of interesting. He kind of comes with a weapon, like a gun kind of thing, but the eye, one of the eyes goes here, which kind of gives it, I guess, since, I mean, Mantenna can use his eyes as eye rays, I guess. So this would be his kind of like eye ray gun. Now, you can put either eye on each one if you want, or, you know, have it like this, or you can also put these eyes on him as well. So we might take a look at that in just a second. So let's go ahead and do that. It doesn't come with any other accessories but the eyes. And so basically you just take off this part right here, the face part. And like I said, I didn't put these in really tightly because of the fact that it's really kind of hard to get them out. You got to really get in there. So let's see how these other eyes look. Like I said, I'm not going to push them all the way in because I don't want it too hard to get out. But just slightly, so you can see basically how he looks with, yeah, so that's how he looks with his other regular. It looks kind of regular. It looks like the regular Mantenna eyes and stuff like that. So you can go either route. And like I said, you gotta really, you know, if you really when you first take them out, it's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was having such a hard time with it, but I got it out. So these two just connect in here. And then you can choose whichever eyes you want to put. I'm going to choose these eyes because I do like these. And it's funny because they're real veiny and you can kind of see the blood on the eyes because it's bloodshot, which makes it really cool. Oh, whoops, I messed up. I was supposed to put this first. Then I can put those in like that. There we go. So looking super insane, very bug-eyed type thing. So, and then like I said, you put this on here and you kind of gotta maneuver it a little bit, but you're able to, I would put the gun, like put the handle in first and then as so like that. So, and when I do my final thoughts, you can see how it looks. But yeah, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, you know, Mantenna is one of those figures that or characters I really liked ever since I was a kid. I just thought it was weird and funny, and especially the action feature. So they kind of did it this, you know, except for you have to pop everything out. Another thing I really wish the jaw would articulate, but it doesn't. So he's kind of stayed like that, which is, yeah, it could have been a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the classics version out to do a comparison real quick, and then we'll do a final thoughts on the new Eternia Masters of the Universe Mantenna figure. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe Masterverse new Eternia Mantenna figure. All I gotta say is he is pretty cool. I'm very excited with him. I was gonna do comparison time on the other Mantenna, but I didn't have any time. So we're just gonna go ahead and do my final thoughts. He is freaking awesome. I am really enjoying him. You know, they're slowly but surely we're finishing the Horde. We had Grizzlor, we had Leech, we had, you know, this guy, Mosquito. So, you know, I'm sure we're the female girls. Are we gonna see, you know, Scorpia and some of the others, and of course, you know, maybe Despar actually is coming out, so we'll see her soon. All right, so what do you guys think of this line? Are you collecting them? Do you have Mantenna? Do you like him? Let me know in the comments, and until next time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.